A father hammering away at the concrete of his collapsed home. What he's doing here is trying to retrieve the body of his small daughter. Already, he had found the body of his child's babysitter. That's the body that you see right next to him, covered with that yellow blanket. And a man desperate to bury a loved one pulls a body from a coffin at the Port-au-Prince cemetery, that in order to steal a casket. We've heard so much that many bodies will go unclaimed and left out in the streets, someone just trying to give their loved one a dignified burial. Now, medical help, of course, as we've heard, is so hard to find, but one Haitian doctor has turned his own home into a makeshift hospital. There you see Dr. Claude Serena treating more than 100 victims in his own yard just outside of the Capitol. Everyone trying to do anything they can to help the thousands and thousands of people that are in need of medical help and medical supplies, which have not been able to get to people there in the Capitol. But there are stories of survival. Rescue workers thought this 19-year-old that you're looking at was all but dead. They did, though, hear some sort of a pulse, any kind of hope. They were able to resuscitate her. She was pulled from the rubble after being trapped for 3 days. The people that you see there are Mexican and Israeli medics that were able to resuscitate her. Now, we've heard a part of this story is the millions and millions of people that remain homeless. They've resorted to living in these tent cities that you see, worried about the stability of the structures around them. But even in the midst of all of this death and destruction, you see there the innocence of children can still be captured as these displaced survivors play in a shelter set up in the National Soccer Stadium. And we've been telling you about this lack of infrastructure in Haiti. It's making it extremely difficult to get help to people who need it, whether it's the blocked roads or just finding a driver to take that truck into the Capitol Center. You see there these supplies, rescue workers and their search dogs are just waiting to be deployed from the airport in Port-au-Prince. It's hard to imagine right there that you're looking at some of the life-saving supplies that need to get to all of these people that are in need. And desperation has been taken to new levels here as survivors dig through the rubble for any sign of food, water, or supplies. That's coming up in this next picture. Fears that all-out anarchy will continue as people are becoming increasingly frightened that the aid that we just saw in that last picture may not arrive anytime soon. And for those who aren't lucky enough to find some kind of supply in the rubble that you see right there, they're resorting to just standing by. They have their buckets ready, and they're hopeful that the floodgates of supplies will open soon. That's coming up in this next picture right there. Those people just standing by, hoping for any drop of water that may come out. And, you know, picture after picture, there are dozens, sadly, more, Tamron, that we could go through that just capture really the desperation of these people and the hope that in the next hours and days, there will be able, you know, a floodgate of supplies will soon come to these people.